Okay, Shalom. All praises unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Double honors to the apostles of great millstone and honest you brothers that be pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. What I'm gonna do now is I've done a Google search for pride. Okay, you can see what it brings forth. Okay, and you've got this LGBT movement. Okay, and I've also done a pride search within the Bible, and I'm gonna put those two ideas at cross purposes. Okay, let them go head to head, if you will. So, pretty much what you have in a couple of days is pride or the liberation, sexual liberation of the world, if you will. In other words, you could do whatever the hell you want to do, and the scriptures basically speak against that. Okay, man's supposed to lay down with a woman, and a woman's supposed to lay down with a man. Well, there ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that at all. In fact, it's a very beautiful thing. Okay, that's why the Most High created it, and the Most High made it very pleasurable. Okay, because it goes to one of the commandments that He gave man, which was to be fruitful and to multiply. So He made sex a very enjoyable experience, man. Okay, but now you got it to where you got the devil and rulership, that being Esau, okay, the deceiver, the Satan, the adversary, okay, and he's pretty much got these people coming up against the Most High, okay, and it's very interesting that the symbol of their pride is the symbol that the Most High used as a means of promising that He will never destroy the earth by way of what? By way of war, okay. But we know through the scriptures within the book of 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, how the Most High was going to destroy the earth by fire. So this, in my eyes, if you're seeing this symbol being more and more, becoming more and more pushed in your face, then to me it's like a symbol of the Most High coming back. Okay, the more and more I see that blue flag being used as a means of sexual liberation and sexual blasphemy, if you will. Okay, the more I know that the Lord's coming back soon, because pretty much that was the symbol the Lord said, look, boom, I'm not going to destroy this earth by waters again. So I'm going to give you this symbol to every time you look upon it, I ain't going to destroy it by water anymore. So the more and more you see these individuals within their pride, okay, basically showcasing the fact that the Most High ain't going to destroy them by way of water, they're inadvertently saying that the Most High is going to destroy them by way of fire, man. Okay, that's the way I see it. The way I see it is that pride. Okay, they're saying, look, wait, this is what we're going to do. You said you ain't going to destroy us by the water anymore. This is the symbol, and then the Most High is going to come in with that fire, man. So I see it as two and the same thing. Could be wrong in that, but we know the destruction is coming about, and we know the destructions. We know that pride was going to encompass the world before the Lord was going to return. So let's read this within the book of 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter and the 3rd verse. It says, "Knowing this first, that they shall come in the last days, scoffers, walking after their own lust." This is walking after your own lust. Okay, this is doing whatever your mind wants you to tell you. Now let's go down another route of it, because you're gonna have people out there, they're gonna get offended and they're gonna think some type of way about it, whatever. The fact of the matter is, this whole thing has been orchestrated by the so-called elite banking families, man. Okay, this is not even your ideas. Okay, the thing of so-called being liberated and doing whatever you want to do, marrying a woman if you're a woman or marrying a man if you're a man, that whole thing goes back to the elite banking families. Those are not even your own thoughts. Okay, there's a thing out there called social conditioning. Okay, there's a thing out there called social engineering. Okay, so you've been socially engineered to fall down a certain path to fulfill a certain agenda for the elite banking families, man. Okay, whether it is to artificially sterilize you so your children don't rise up and take them out of rulership, because they know they're not the people of the Most High. You them so-called Jews out there within the highest seats of office, okay, running everything that goes down upon the face of the planet, and they know they ain't the right people that the Most High set up to be in that position. But what they're going to do is they're going to set up an agenda that's contrary to the scriptures, and they're going to market it predominantly to the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, so that you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans will be destroyed, man. Okay, when the Lord comes back, he's going to destroy it. That's why the scripture talks about the accuser of our brethren. Okay, that's one way to look at it. There's another way to look at it. What about the great armies that you could raise by just what? By just popping and bringing forth children, man. Okay, that goes back onto what they were saying out there within Egypt. If these people continue to grow, they shall become a grievance unto us. They shall join themselves with our enemies, man. So here it is, they've socially conditioned you, they've socially engineered you, okay, all right, to the very end that even the making of this video, you're not going to consider what I'm saying, but you're going to get, conjure up an emotional response, and that emotional response is going to be based off what you've seen on TV, not your own thoughts, okay? This is not your own thoughts. These are the thoughts that Satan, through the Esau, the elite banking families, has put into your mind, man, okay? And it all goes back onto what the scripture says we hear within the book of Job, the 13th chapter and the 17th verse, because the scripture does say that for this cause the Most High gave him over unto vile affections. Now the Most High can use Esau to do that, or the Most High can straight up bug you out, man. Okay, so that he may, this is Job 33 and 17, so that he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man, all right, and he keepeth his soul back. So let me read that 15. It says, in a dream and a vision of night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumberings upon the bed, he opened up the ears of men and sealeth up instruction. So he sealed up the instruction unto the elite banking families to set up this pride thing, to set up this LGBT thing, and then to market it onto all of you people, okay, by way of social engineering, so that you people become sterile. You don't become you don't fulfill one of the predominant. You don't fulfill the very essence of life, man, which is to multiply, to multiply, man, to be fruitful and to multiply. Okay, and you're using a symbol of the rainbow. Okay, all right, basically to say that the Most High ain't gonna destroy this world. You can go on about as you will, because the Most High ain't gonna destroy this world, right, by way of water. And remember what when the Most High did that the last time, they were doing exactly the same thing. So there's nothing new underneath the earth, okay? So it says, knowing this first, that they shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust, saying, where is the promise of his coming? And this is pretty much what they're saying. That's why they call it pride. Where's the promise of his coming? The Lord ain't coming back. We're going to do whatever we want to do, knowing that they're fulfilling the agenda of the elite banking families. That's what you're doing. You ain't doing what you want to do. You're doing what you're being told to do, okay? And that's just the simple fact of the matter. You're doing exactly what you've been told to do by these elite bank families. That's why everybody out there acts like a character that they see on TV, man. Okay, that's why everybody out there acts like a character. All right, that they've seen on some damn TV program. Okay, and all of these individuals are something that they've seen off some damn TV program. This is not something that you do isolated out there somewhere in the woods, man. Okay, that's why you go out there into the Middle Eastern countries where they ain't got no TV. You don't have this. Okay, you don't have this so-called liberated mentality. You have a mentality that's really more in tune with the spirit. But obviously they go off. Okay, but you have a spirit more in tune with the spirit. You have a mentality that is more in tune with the spirit of the Lord. Okay, and he says, knowing this, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lust. They're gonna do whatever they want to do. Okay, but what they want to do really inadvertently is to fulfill the agenda of the elite banking families, man, to create a hermaphrodite. And if we pulled out these articles showing you that the agenda of the elite was to create a hermaphrodite, and they was which a hermaphrodite is basically half man, half woman. Okay, let's go into that. Hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite. Okay. Okay, let's search that out. Okay, hermaphrodite. There we go. All right. In biology, hermaphrodite is an organism that has reproductive organs normally associated with both male and female sexes. Okay, let's go do the same thing, and we put New World Order here. Let's see what comes up. Okay. Let's go into this to see let's see what they have here. All right, because all you're doing is you ain't doing nothing creative. Okay, the elite banking families have an agenda to create a league of hermaphrodites for whatever reason. Okay, and that's what they're doing. Okay, now you got it to where people are going to be protesting on the streets about whatever, and the fact of the matter is, it's all a fulfillment, okay, of what these elite banking families want to do, which is set up a so-called new world order. But the Most High is going to stop them in their tracks. You can read about that within the book of Job, the 20th chapter. Okay, so let's see if I can find something juicy that's going to be to the point of what I'm looking for. I did read up about this years and years ago, but we can do something else. We can say Baphomet. Okay, this is an ancient deity that these elite banking families worship. And if you go to you can see this now. This is a masculine figure. All right, this is what the elite banking families worship. Okay, this is a masculine figure with breasts like a woman. No, this is an ancient. This is a so-called ancient god, if you will. The dude's got tits and all of that. Okay, and it's a dude, man. Okay, so it's a man. And if we go to the history of this individual, this history of this so-called god, all right, you can see that this predates this so-called LGBT movement. All right, so what you're being fashioned into is an agenda that's been going back hundreds of years, man. All right, if not thousands of years. Okay, so let's go back into this. For this, they are willingly ignorant by the word of the Most High. The heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of waters in waters, whereby the world that was then being overflowed was with water perished. And that's where this image comes in. All right, this whole image, that's where it comes in. All right, so you had the Most High, you had it to where you had all types of wickedness happening. You had Noah on the scene. It repented the Most High that he had created man, because he's seen all of that. He's seen all of this happening. All right. So he destroyed the world and he set up the rainbow as a symbol, okay, of the Most High never destroying the whole earth by way of water. But we know the Most High is going to destroy the earth by way of what? By way of fire this time. All right. So where are we? We're in 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter. So it says, whereby the world that was then being overflowed with water perished, but the heavens that are now, which are now, by the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire and against the judgment and perdition of ungodly men. So that's what's coming out here. Okay, you got this world right now being reserved for fire. So the fire is going to destroy this place now. Okay, so you can parade your pride all you like, but the fire is coming. So we're going to go through a few scriptures dealing with pride here, and to show you that's not biblical. Okay, so it says, this is the book of Psalms, the 73rd chapter, and this is the 5th verse. So it says, they are not in trouble as other men. So you got it to where Esau is in power right now. They don't have the same deprivation. All right, they're living a life of lavishness. And the vast majority of these people that you see that are liberated, they're living a life that's more akin, where they're trying to achieve the things of Esau. And it's all trying to achieve the things of Esau, this money and all of that, and really a selfish mentality and a non-spiritual mentality. They have it to where pride compasses them about, and they feel like they're better than everybody else. Because if you're really spiritual, then you do as the scripture says. You love your brother as yourself, man. Okay, you're of a humble mentality. So it says here, therefore pride compasses them about as chains, and violence covereth them as a garment. Now that's really dealing with Esau. Let's go to the book of Psalms, the 10th chapter, on the 4th verse. All right, so Psalms 10:4. Right, it says, the wicked through pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High, and the Most High is not at all in his thoughts. So when you see that image of pride, that's not an individual that has thoughts about the Most High right there. They're using the symbol of the Most High, not destroying the earth by way of water again, right, as the image of their so-called liberation, man. Okay, in other words, that's blasphemy, bro. That's blasphemy. All right, and the Most High sees all of these things. Okay, so it says here within the book of Psalms 10:4, it says, the wicked through the pride of his countenance would not seek after the Most High. This is going the other way. You know this symbol comes from the scriptures. And you're saying, look, we're going to do exactly what this symbol was used for, okay, when the earth was destroyed, we're gonna do exactly the same thing that they was doing, as which led to this symbol, which led to this monument which was gonna be across the whole earth. So the wicked, through his pride countenance, will not seek after the Most High, and the Most High is not all in his thoughts. Okay, let's go to the book of Proverbs, the 16th chapter and the 18th verse. It says, "The pride goeth before destruction, and the haughty spirit before fall." Okay, so before you fall down or you get destroyed, people gonna be proud, man. You check out all of them ancient kingdoms that existed before, you see a lot of individuals were proud prior to the Most High taking them down because they thought they was getting away with all of the wickedness that they were doing. You're not getting away with all of the wickedness that you're doing, right? The children of the Most High right now, okay, the Israelites, they can tell you that for sure, man. Especially the ones that are woke. We're going through all types of hell and adversity, man. And you still got it to where some are still willingly ignorant, all right? Even though they're catching all types of hell, they want to be liberated. Okay, they want to do whatever they want. They're trying to say that the Most High ain't fulfilling his promise, so they're just gonna do whatever they want. Okay, so pride's gonna be there for. So this is Proverbs 8 and 13. It says, "The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride and arrogancy, and an evil way and a forward mouth do I hate." Okay, Proverbs the 29th chapter and the 23rd verse. It says, "A man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit." So just a few scriptures there. So hopefully that was of edification. Ultimately, if you don't want to come out that thing, the Most High is going to destroy it, man. Okay. The prophets here are here to warn the world of what's going to happen, and pride is going to be the destruction, man. So you got to be humble, man. Okay. And return back onto the Most High, repent. All right. With that, I'm going to say, all praise unto Yahweh Shem. I'll share double honest, the apostles, a great millstone. And honestly, brothers, have been pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.